Hey guys, Tim here, one duo of the Hazers, Hazy Wolf, and, today I was shocked to learn that, Charlie Kirk, a conservative American over the last, I'd say, 13 years or so. I first discovered him in, 2016 in college, and he was shot today in the neck. When I read the article, it popped up on my phone on the Apple News, and I was shocked. Then I saw the video. He was talking about gun violence and gang violence, and just before he was able to answer the question he was asked, he was sitting, and he was shot in the neck. And I also saw the video of his security team rushing him out into one of his cars. You saw the shirt off, you saw the blood, and I was hoping he would make it through, because he just seemed to really care about America. He seemed to care about freedom. Even if you didn't agree with him, he was still willing to have a debate with you. Believe it was in a Utah college, and I was just shocked. I never expected anything like that to happen on a college campus, especially in a state like Utah. I don't know if they found the killer yet. I just got out of work, so I wasn't able to verify all the details. I know that when he was shot, they thought some older gentleman was the shooter, but they released him because it turned out he wasn't the shooter. He was shot from, over, I think it was over 200 yards away. I heard a rumor on Facebook that the FBI found a suspect. I'm not sure if it's true, but I just wanted to make a video about Kirk. I've been watching him for a long time. Sometimes, he got on my nerves because, kind of like Crowder or Shapiro, he seemed kind of smug or kind of arrogant, but I think it's just because he strongly believed in his beliefs, and he was willing to always have a debate. Not to try and push it on people, but I just think he wanted to understand other people's beliefs. And I'm gonna miss him. He was only 31. He was only 3 years older than me, and he went to the same high school that my friend went to. They went to the same high school, and it's just really sad that it turned out like this. He founded this company when Turning Point USA, when he was only 19 years old. I saw one of his last interviews before he died, and he was saying how he's 31, he lives a great life, he has over 1,000 employees, he doesn't want to run for president or the Senate. He thinks what he was doing as himself right now, he thought that it was amazing. And on Facebook I saw a lot of people celebrating his death or making memes or jokes, and it was all from the left. I don't understand it. Like, I get, a lot of leftists don't like the right or don't like conservative figures, but I thought it was very disingenuous and very disgusting how people are celebrating his death. This is supposed to be the party of love and the party of unity, but you realize, they're condescending, and they're just like any other party. It's all horseshit. I hope that, whoever shot him is sentenced to death or to be hung, because that's horseshit. He didn't deserve that. He was a father. He had 2 kids, especially, and he had a 1-year-old and I think a 4-year-old. His life was just beginning. He had so much more to offer the world, and I feel like there was more that he was going to do. I don't like what happened. I try not to get into politics anymore. It's always a slippery slope, and you always upset, someone, and, sometimes, you isolate people when you talk about politics. But I just thought that, you know, Purple Haze should make a video saying, hey, we don't agree with that shit. That shit's terrible. Brandon already went to bed. It is like 11 something right now, so I'm not going to act like I was a huge fan of the guy, but I've just seen so many of his stuff. He was willing to debate about sports too, the NFL, he did a LeBron versus Michael Jordan debate one time, and he was Michael Jordan all the way. So I really like that, because I'm a Michael Jordan guy. To me, he's the GOAT, but it's like, where do you go from here? There's just a senseless violence. In this country, you used to be able to have debates and used to be able to have your talking points, and, you didn't have to fear being gunned down on a college campus where discourse is supposed to be encouraged. But a lot of the colleges that I've seen and visited, and, my own experience in college, the colleges I graduated from, it was very liberal, and if you disagreed or you were loud about your opinions like they were, you'd be shunned or bullied, or could even be expelled or have your grade altered in a way where you wouldn't really pass. So you kind of had to keep it quiet. This was about 2015 to 2020 when I was in college. So it's been a few years, and I was hoping it would get a little better. And then, the second thought I had is, why Kirk? Why not somebody else? Why did it have to be Kirk? He was probably my favorite out of the conservative heads that about: Steven Crowder, Ben Shapiro, Abby Shapiro, Brett Cooper. I don't know, it just made me really sad. I didn't tear up, but it almost made me want to. Even if I didn't know him personally, I feel like that doesn't really matter in the long run. A human life was lost: a father, a husband, a podcaster, a debater, an American, a conservative. I don't know, I'm just really kind of disgusted with America in general. We're supposed to be the land of the free, home of the brave. And now, too many people are getting gunned down. And I know people on Facebook are like, oh, he always advocated for the Second Amendment, and, oh, he once said blah, blah, blah. Some people are going to have to die for this amendment. And, they're joking like, oh, since he died for it, I guess his words came true. I don't know. I guess I'm just disgusted with Facebook and the left and just politics in general. This is why I stopped, with politics, or I stopped talking about them too. It's like when they wanted to shoot Trump, people were making TikToks saying, oh, they missed, or, oh, well, maybe next time, it's just kind of, fucked up. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm still in shock, still processing it. And, I just want to say I hope he's given a beautiful funeral, and I hope, they'll see him in heaven, or whatever their personal beliefs are. Sometimes you don't share the same religious beliefs, but that's okay. I just hope he knew what impact he made on the world, and I feel like he did, and I hope to see more from his family in the future, because I don't think they're going to stop at his death. I think they're going to keep going and keep trying to speak out good words in this country and try to make it into a better one. That's all you can do. Be a better person and make your country better than you started with. But yeah, that's all I really had to say on that matter. I didn't really want to make it a political thing or make it a gun rights issue. I just wanted to lament on the loss of life and how senseless it was. People just got to realize, hey, others have differing opinions, and it doesn't make them a moron. It doesn't make them stupid. It doesn't make them evil for not believing in the same things as you. As I'm sure Charlie would have been the first to tell you that. But I just want to say rest in peace. I hope you're in a better place, and I hope his family can not move on, but accept what's happened in time. You know, his family was in attendance and they saw it, so I can't even begin to imagine what that was like. But you guys have a good night, and I love you guys, and just stay safe. You know, the darkness always matters, and I hope, you know, people can not move on from it, but, you know, accept it. So I love you guys. Have a good night. If you can't respect us, respect the haze, and I'll talk to you next time. Thank you very much for listening.